What is going on YouTube? N60 Fortress here, I'm back. Thanks for tuning in again as always, it's very much appreciated. What we're going to go through on this video is my favourite multiplayer games of all time, starting with the NES, working all the way up to about the 360 PS3 era. After that, you know, just online gaming became a thing and I stopped playing with friends. I'd moved on from uni and stuff like that, and playing with friends just became less and less, and you moved on to online gaming solely at best, really, and now it's just few and far between that I get to play multiplayer games, really, which is sad. But hopefully when my son's older we can go down that road again. Feeling lighter, I've just had a haircut, so yeah, just in time for this nice British weather we're having at the moment. The sun's out and all that, so yeah, feeling better for it. I'm not going to talk about the games for too long. I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible, but we'll certainly touch on certain ones that are particular favourites and so on. And I'm going to exclude PC games because there's all sort of rabbit holes you can go down. I used to like having LAN parties at school in sixth form, playing Call of Duty, the original one, Half-Life, Championship Manager with my brother and stuff like that, and friends, and Premier Manager and stuff like that. So we'll exclude that, and we're just going to stick to console. We'll start with NES. So without further ado then, let's get into it. Right then guys, let's get straight into it, shall we? So my earliest memory of multiplayer gaming was actually on the NES, and it was around my neighbour's house. So he had an NES and a Master System very early on. We're talking really early 90s now. And my earliest memory is going around there and playing on the NES with him, and we play Mario Bros. Now, it is a multiplayer, but you're not both playing simultaneously. Sort of you take it in turns as Mario and Luigi, and you're sort of just going through that 2D world, side-scrolling from left to right, and just magic memories of that game. Really, it's so simple yet so fun, and you know, gets the competition going. Is it who can get to the end first and who can get the furthest and so on? And you could pause it while they were jumping in the air, and it would stop mid-air, and then their running jump would sort of stall, and they'd end up. It's just all these little things coming back. But yeah, that was just a perfect game to sort of like get you in, and it was a very early NES game, simple and effective. And yeah, that's my earliest memory, really, and so much fun used to have on that, just going around his house and playing that. And yeah, that leads into the sort of Mega Drive era, and I used to play games with him as well, and my brother when we got a Mega Drive. And yeah, just some great games on the Mega Drive as well. And to start off, my first game on the Mega Drive that my same neighbour used to have was Streets of Rage 2. Oh man, like this is up there, like, as you know, probably one of my favourite games of all time, really. It's just so good, isn't it? I don't need to say any more, really, but you know, you just work your way through the levels, and it's like you're in co-op mode, so you're working together, and it's just, you know, we used to play this and feel like, you know, just we're in it together sort of thing, and we're trying to get to the end. The characters were great, the playable characters, you know, Skate, Axel, the lady, whatever she's called, or even Max, the big dude. Like, yeah, it was just real fun, and the moves were good. Yeah, the bosses were good. It got a bit competitive at times, so if you take somebody else's like extra life or turkey or something like that for extra health, we did have a bit of that, or accidentally throw a knife and a bit of friendly fire. But in the main, just hours of fun just went into this game, sort of just playing it and trying it on the hardest difficulty and seeing how far we'd get. And yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. It just, I only have to pick this up off the shelf and just have fond memories of playing that with my neighbour. And yeah, just even my dad used to, I remember he lent me this game so I could just play it with my brother and stuff, and even my dad would just comment on all the funny names that they had, like some of the punks on there, P Signal and stuff like that. He used to make funny comments about their names and stuff, and then somebody else would come along, E Signal or something like that, different coloured coat on but the same looking punk and stuff. Yeah, great memories of that game. Next up, I had Micro Machines on the Mega Drive. I think I picked it up second hand from a car boot, and my mate used to come round, and sometimes we'd play this in the morning before school. So he lived further up the road, literally the next one along, but the direction away from where we'd walk to school. So he'd knock on my door on the way to school if I didn't knock around his, and some mornings if he came round early enough, we'd get in a few races on Micro Machines. I remember just sitting up on my captain's bed, which is like a bunk bed but with a desk underneath it, and we'd both be sat there, and my TV was on like a TV bracket. We'd both be sat in my bed, squeezed into my bed, just like having a few races on Micro Machines before school. But yeah, some great little levels on here, and it get really competitive because, like, yeah, it's just again so much fun. And there's different vehicles, like yeah, helicopters, boats. Boats level was really fun. There's like a whirlpool, and you had to miss it or whatever, and not get sucked in. And we'd be there like, oh no, don't get. Oh, yeah, there's some great memories on that. There'd be some jumps on the snooker table and stuff you have to do, not fall down the pockets and so on. Yeah, real fun on. I think it's only 2-player this one, but there is a Micro Machines game on the Mega Drive actually. I don't have it, and it has 2 controller ports on the cartridge, so you can go up to 4 players on it. But just playing 2-player on this with my mate, yeah, great times, good memories, good fun. The next game is on the Super Nintendo. Obviously, I didn't have one of these growing up. Now I've just got a SNES Mini of all my favourites on. But yeah, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. What a game, really. Just playing on that for hours on end at Care Club. Yeah, even at home with my brother and my cousin had it on the Super Nintendo, I think. So I think I played it with him sometimes. We went around his house and played it at his. Me and my brother would be there around his house and take it in turns and stuff like that, the 3 of us. And yeah, just so much fun. The characters were great. You know, you had the Dazzling with his long arms. You had Guile who could do the Sonic Boom. And I used to love being M. Bison. I used to doing that flying through the air thing where you... Yeah, it's just great. Such a simple and effective multiplayer game, really. You know, it's just, yeah, just keeps you coming back for more and more, and you know, trying all the specials with different characters and learning the best moves and stuff. Yeah, this was real fun, that game, and really fun part of my childhood, really, just playing multiplayer on that. Also on the Super Nintendo, I used to play Super Super Bomberman 2? Bomberman 2. I thought the music on that game was great. And yeah, just it got really competitive, didn't it? Just making sure you're the last one standing. Just yeah, such a great little game. Again, simple, effective. Sometimes the simple games are the best. Just you're in it and you've got to try and survive to the end. And yeah, it got the blood pumping, and you just have lots and lots of fun on that. And yeah, you play against 2 other simulants as well, 2 computers, so you'd have 2 of you plus 2 computers. So it was always good fun playing that one. Really love Bomberman 2. Moving on to the PS1, that same neighbour that I referred to earlier, he had Fighting Force on the PS1, and we used to love playing this. Like, again, it's just like, well, it was just like Streets of Rage into the 3D environment, wasn't it? And, you know, some of the improved weapons, you could pick up guns and shoot people and stuff like that. And yeah, just a fun little game. It's basically Streets of Rage on the PlayStation, for lack of a better way of putting it. And because of all the fun we used to have on Streets of Rage 2 together, we just had the same sort of enjoyment playing this, really. I guess he played it with his brother or on his own as well. But you know, frequently I'd sometimes go around, and this would be a choice favourite for us to play and see how far we could get. And yeah, we had some good times playing this. This is a good fun multiplayer game. So yeah, Fighting Force on the PlayStation 1. Obviously, I was more of an N64 guy, so that's where the bulk of my multiplayer games are going to come from. PlayStation 1, I didn't have the PlayStation 1 for long. My friends probably only had solo players, primarily like Resident Evil and sort of games that I had. So I don't really know too many more fun PlayStation 1 games. If there are some, please put them in the comments and let me know your favourites on the PS1. I guess Crash Bandicoot Racing and stuff like that would have been pretty good. Crash Team Racing, whatever it's called. But for me, obviously GoldenEye, childhood favourite game of all time. Since 1998 I got mine, and me and my brother used to play that sometimes with my dad, but we'd had exposure to playing it before then. The summer before, Guy over the road had it more or less on release, and we spent the whole summer holiday, just 4 of us going, well, 3 of us plus him, were round his house. Me and my brother and one other chap would go round his house, and we literally spent the whole summer holidays there just playing GoldenEye. It was so good. And yeah, I don't want to waste too much time talking about GoldenEye. We all know how good it is. You all know how much I love it, but just what a game, really. To get 4 of you around a telly playing an FPS, it's just so competitive, so much fun. Get that golden gun, whatever. Just brilliant fun on that game. Obviously, that leads into Perfect Dark. Obviously, it was the same story, improved weapons, all your mates on a sort of all these new levels. Obviously, the GoldenEye levels, Temple, and Facility were brought back, and Complex maybe, and you could go on GoldenEye levels. You bring some of the old GoldenEye weapons back, but you could also add up to 8 simulants, and that just made things a bit more interesting, especially if you played against dark simulants. They're really difficult. You could bring into co-op mode as well, so it'd be like sometimes me and my brother would play me and him against the simulants and stuff like that, and that was quite fun. and combinations thereof. And yeah, just fun game really. Perfect Dark was really good. We also had F-Zero X growing up, so I used to love that. As a racer, high-speed racer, me and my brother used to play that quite a bit. Just, yeah, good fun, seeing who could do that silence track on the fastest time and stuff like that, and just really fun, really good racing game. While sticking with racers, Mario Kart, I never actually owned this back in the day. I think I borrowed it for a good period of time and lent out my Turok 2 in exchange. Me and my brother used to just play Mario Kart, and that was fun. Really enjoyed that. And then later on in the 64 Life, I had another friend who had it, I think, and I'd go around and play it with him and his brother. And we'd also play the battle mode where you got the balloons, you got to pop and stuff like that. And that, yeah, it's just copious amounts of hours of fun had on that, and yeah, playing that. So Mario Kart, what a great game. What a great multiplayer game. That leads on to Super Smash Brothers. We used to play that a lot with the same group of friends. Yeah, just I wasn't like, it's not a game I had back in the day, but I appreciated it for what it was, and I just enjoyed playing it when, it's bizarre that I never had the incentive to go and get it myself. I used to just love going around their house and playing it, and I was like well into the N64 as well, so I'm surprised they didn't go out of my way to get it. I guess it's because it's one of those games that it is really good on multiplayer, and I guess I couldn't see the fascination of playing it on solo player on your own. But I used to love playing the multiplayer on that, and I loved how they brought all these Nintendo characters together into one place, into a playable format. I used to love, how they brought in Pokemon as well, so you get the Pokeballs, because I was a big Pokemon fan at the time, and it was just a real fun game, really well, fun designed game by Nintendo, up to 4 players on the N64, just all of you around a telly having the best time of your lives. It's just really good, and it mixed it up. So if you've been playing GoldenEye for quite a bit of time, or Perfect Dark, then you can mix it up and then go on to Smash Brothers to mix it up a bit. Next up, we have Pokemon Stadium. Same bunch of friends used to go around their house, and yeah, just have so much fun. We loved Pokemon at the time. We all did. We all collected cards. We all like playing Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, Yellow, whatever it was. And yeah, we just used to love Pokemon, and just playing the mini games was so much fun. And pretty much all the games on that mode required you to spam buttons, and just like the Sandshrew one, you had to like dig a hole the quickest, or the Rattata one, you used to have to run and spam the buttons and do hurdles and stuff like that. It was really fun. And lick a tongue, eat up all the food as quick as you can without eating the dodgy food. And what's the other one we used to like? We used to like the Clefairy one, which is like a memory game, and they'd be like, you have to press the direction on the D-pad a certain number of times, and it got to a stage where like everyone was like really good at it for a while, and then it started getting more challenging, and yeah, it just got really fun, and it was about who could have had the best short-term memory and stuff like that. And I just remember we had a lot of fun playing those sort of games, and they're simple but just fun, just those sort of things that would spark competition between friends, and just in a good way, just healthy way, and just it's a lost art, that is, just having 4 friends around the telly, just having fun playing games. You just think like now, kids of today, they're not really doing that, are they? They're all got a headset on, they're all playing Minecraft or whatever it is and stuff like that, and in their own rooms, and just not as sociable in one way. I guess it is just talking to them, but it's not sociable really, and to my mind, and it's just a lost generation really of gaming, that is. But yeah, Pokemon Stadium then, and then also WrestleMania 2000, also up to 4 player, like Pokemon Stadium, by the way, on the mini games. WrestleMania 2000, up to 4 players. Wrestling, just like everyone loved wrestling in the late 90s, early 2000s. We certainly did. And yeah, I used to love being Kane, and we just fighting it out in the ring, and just, if you got multiple of you there, some of you could double team another teammate and stuff like that. Out of nowhere, you can just double suplex someone. Oh, what's going on, lads? Why are you picking on me? It's just real fun, just simple, and it's probably my favourite wrestling game on the N64. That is WrestleMania 2000. It's kind of nostalgic because I remember my cousin getting it and playing it around his house, and I thought, yeah, that's really good. I ended up getting my own copy secondhand, a couple of years later, I think, and me and my brother used to play it as well and have some fun with that. It's like that Mr. Ass character, and to show off and build up your sort of motivation or whatever you could towards your special. You could like pull a Mooney and like pull your shorts down and stuff like that, and it would go all blurry and stuff. And yeah, it was just fun. Yeah, WrestleMania 2000, good N64 game, wrestling game, and yeah, had a lot of fun with that. Moving on, after N64, I got a Dreamcast, and my favourite multiplayer game on the Dreamcast, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Me and my brother put hours and hours and more hours into this, just playing this. So much fun, just like even just playing the high score, so you can get the highest score in 2 minutes or X amount of minutes. Yeah, so much fun. There would be other modes on here like tag. Um, so you play Tig and you have to like try and get away, and then you'd have to do like tricks to try and slow them down and catch them and stuff like that. And I used to get frustrated at that because my brother was always better than me at it. But yeah, we used to have a lot of fun on it. And yeah, you could build your own skate parks. So you build ones that are really brutal, or ones that you could like grind all the way around a huge track. Yeah, just lots of fun with this. You could design your own skater as well. So he was always there with topless and six packs and stuff like that. And yeah, all the awesome tricks that you could do. And if you build your own skater, you could set all these different specials and stuff like that. And you think you could have up to 5. And yeah, just my granddad got me this. Well, right, yeah. So it would have been early 2000s for Christmas, and while he was still with us, and my mum said he asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I think I just said this would be good. I'd seen a mate had it on the PlayStation, and I knew that it was out on Dreamcast. So I thought, we've just bought a Dreamcast, let's get it on Dreamcast, and I'm so glad we did, because the Dreamcast version is significantly better than the PS1 and certainly the N64 counterparts. Just graphically a bit sharper, and just so much fun. The soundtrack on this game is really good as well. We always used to love listening to the music on this. So many great songs on there, and yeah, just a lot of hours spent on this. Only 2-player, not so much like more than that. I think it only goes up to 2-player anyway. But yeah, it's only 1 to 2 players, but it's still a multiplayer nonetheless. And yeah, we used to have so much fun with this game. Like, I cannot emphasize enough, this was so fun. So yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the Dreamcast, love that. Next up on the Dreamcast, South Park Chef's Love Shack. I love South Park. I remember picking this up for HMV from a tenner. This is my original copy, and yeah, me and my neighbour used to like playing this a lot. It's funny that on the home screen you have to click to indicate how many players are to play, and when you press A to enter, it goes ding, and if you back out and say you're not playing anymore, it goes and makes like a fart noise. And it sounds like a proper wet one and a funny one. And me and my mate would just be there spending about 5 minutes before we've even started playing the game. You just go ding, ding. And it's so immature, but it was so funny at the time. I'll have to try and get some footage of that. But yeah, yeah, so much fun. And it was just like a little quiz show game. You get the most bizarre questions ever. They'll be so difficult to answer. You just have to guess your way through. But it also had like some mini games on there, and you just some fun little mini games, like a kart racer that went round and round a track, or one where you have to sort of like blow to keep yourself in the air, and you have to get over the water and stuff. I can't remember too detailed because we never played it like to the levels that some of the other games got played. But I used to love this. It was £10 well spent for the hours of fun that we had on it. So yeah, special memories of this one. It did come out on the N64, so I will be playing it as part of Mission N64239. But I don't think it's as good as the the Dreamcast copy. I think it's a dulled down version. Unfortunately, it just didn't have the power that the Dreamcast had. But looking forward to playing it nonetheless. Next up, Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh my god, like, used to love Mario Kart 64, but this took it another level, man. This was so much fun. So obviously you could go up to 4 players, we'd get a load of us around the telly playing this, but the fact that you could have dual characters to swap between, and they had different specials, the karts got more interesting, the levels got more like colourful and interesting, and yeah, people had got more competitive at that point in time. They're like, everyone thought they were really good. You're coming into your adolescent years, your early teenager, and everyone thinks they're the best at everything. So it got really competitive on this game, and yeah, just a lot of fun on this. Pretty much got a GameCube just to get this game, really, just have fun on it, and yeah, just this really did improve on Mario Kart 64. It really did, and yeah, just yeah, massive kudos to the Nintendo for this one. This brought a lot of fun, and showed you what Mario Kart should be like, really. Yeah, definitely improved on Mario Kart 64 and took it to new levels. Really enjoyed this one, and it's interesting. I don't believe they've gone back to the sort of double character thing since. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, interesting. It was good to mix it up like that, and it did really work for me. Next up, moving on to the PS2, probably the thing that dominated our childhood and into the teens. on PS2 was Pro Evolution Soccer. We used to play Pro Evolution Soccer 3 a lot. We did play some of the FIFAs as well, 2002, 2003, 2002 World Cup. But it was about Pro Evo 3, 4, especially 4. Yeah, this is where the fun started happening. We just play Pro Evo all Friday nights, just Pro Evo, game after game. And yeah, you could build your own teams and stuff like that, Master Leagues, and it's really good. Yeah, just so much fun. You could have all the all-star players in your team, and you just thrash it out. And my brother would always have these guys that went on to become really good players that he'd scouted on Championship Manager, and I'd always have the current best in the world. So like the already well established, well known players, your Rivaldos and people like that. Whereas my brother was picking out like Robin and Ibrahimovic, which back when this was out, they were a lot younger and not as well established as they later came on to be. And yeah, we used to love playing this on Friday nights at school as well. We'd have tournaments of this. We'd go around different people's houses and take it in turns to go around different people's houses. We'd have a full-on tournament on this and Pro Evo 4, and just yeah, a lot of competition, a lot of fun. And back when Pro Evo was dominating the football game space, much better than FIFA for a considerable period from my point of view, from the early Pro Evolution ISS days right through to the 360 era. Pro Evolution was much better than FIFA to my mind. Obviously, on the 360s and so on, even on PS2, you could get patches to get the official kits and names. Once you had that, everything was good, and it was most definitely better than FIFA to my mind for gameplay. Unfortunately, Konami started copying FIFA and making you pay, in-game purchases and stuff like that, and it killed the game somewhere in the 360, late 360 or early PS4 era. I think it was early PS4 era. I think the last game I had was Pro Evo 2014 or no 16. The last game I had was Pro Evo 2017, and that was all right. It was good, but they'd already copied FIFA too much by that point. There's so much about in-game purchases. I hated it. It encourages gambling. It was just so wrong. Yeah, so that's the last ever Pro Evo game I bought, and yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, too many people had good teams because they're blatantly pumping loads of money into it. And yeah, we're getting towards the end now, and I had these on 360, but Call of Duty Black Ops, and prior to that, Call of Duty World at War. The zombie modes on these were so much fun. Playing online and just with your mates on the headsets. Nacked Untertoten on World at War, where you're just in that little jail cell or whatever, and you've got to bunker down and fight off the zombies wave after wave, getting ray guns and stuff like that. It was fun, and you could, you had some of the World War II weapons as well, and it made it a bit more charming, trying to take out these Nazi zombies with old school weapons, but you had the beauty of getting new weapons as well, like more contemporary shotguns, ray guns, like I said, and it just made it so much fun. Obviously, they improved onto that in Black Ops, where you had the Kino de Totten level or whatever, and there were some other bonus levels as well that I didn't play as much, and you had the teleport functionality, and it's just the same concept of surviving against all the zombies. And yeah, a lot of fun had on those games online back in the day with friends and with randomers online. And that's probably the era of gaming where the last well-known era of gaming I played, really. I was playing Warzone quite a lot through lockdown and stuff like that, but that was a free game for all intents and purposes, wasn't it? Whereas these games are games that you bought, and that's kind of where my journey ended for multiplayer gaming, really. I haven't really bought a game to multiplayer with my brother or friends and that since, really, because just the opportunity to do that is few and far between. I wouldn't even know what's a good multiplayer game these days, really. But yeah, I kind of stuck in the past playing the old stuff, really. When I can, if I do have my brother come around, we play old games that we used to love. So it wouldn't even cross my mind to buy the new FIFA or whatever, or FC24, whatever it's called, because FC25, it wouldn't even cross my mind to do that, because I just like playing the old stuff. We'll play Pro Evo or something like that and just go back to a game that we know we used to have a lot of fun on and stuff, and we know we will have a lot of fun on. I've got to give some credit to the Wii as well. We had a Wii in my house at uni, and we used to love Wii Sports Resort, 4-player on frisbee golf, drinking before you go on a night out or whatever. Used to have a lot of fun on that. Yeah, used to love frisbee golf, and just the Wii Sports Resort games in general were really good. and my housemate also had Guitar Hero with two guitars. I can't remember what version it was now, what game it was, but I have got it on the Wii. I bought it with a guitar, but for old time's sake, but it's in the loft. I can't remember, and the game's in the sleeve somewhere. But yeah, there were some good songs on that. We used to play like Stevie Wonder, Superstition, and stuff like that. And yeah, we used to try and ramp up the difficulty settings, and he was always better than me, so I was always one difficulty behind him. But yeah, I remember having fond memories of playing that at uni together, especially when you got two guitars as well, and just really getting in the zone. And yeah, that's kind of where my multiplayer journey comes to an end. I'd love to hear what your favourite multiplayer games were over the years. Please put them in the comments. Let me know what your favourite multiplayer games, what consoles, why. Share some of your good memories with me, because I want to read about it. Love hearing your stories as well. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Much appreciated for watching as always. If you're new, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out trying to build the channel up. Want more people coming along for Mission N64239. Can I beat all 239 UK PAL N64 games? Let's see. We're already 7 in, so we're well on our way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Today's feeling a bit lighter, with a bit of a trim. About time too. But yeah, I'm on to a new video today, and